So I climbed my first ever multi-pitch and I led it.
You led all of it, and it was a pretty good route to lead. I think overall grades 510C,
510B maybe? Yeah,
maybe,
around there.
around there. Giant freaking slab.
Yeah, I think third time lead climbing?
Yeah, that was pretty impressive to know your history of lead climbing, and then to be like, you just dug in and led the whole thing.
Got my
And
little Gumby self up the wall.
yeah, I mean, maybe not Gumby, but like, like you didn't have your chalk bag clipped with the carabiner to the back, so like
Not anymore.
but like, you just dug in and just played rope gun. You went the whole way, and like just from the beginning part, which was like a sandbag 5-7.
That was honestly probably one of the scarier bits, just because like if you fell,
Yeah,
you're kind of screwed.
you really were.
And I mean, that's kind of the theme of the whole route.
That was, yeah. I mean, that's just what you're gonna deal with when you have a slab climb. It's just gonna be like, no matter what, there's no good fall.
No.
No, it's like everything, you're either gonna be twisting an ankle, breaking an ankle, or doing a cheese grater on yourself. Like, that's just what's gonna happen.
Like even the last time that we went lead climbing before this, it was on like kind of a slabby lead or like sport climb,
Mm-hmm.
and I twisted my ankle
Yeah.
below the bolt.
Yeah. So it's like, and it being a multi-pitch, then you're like, oh, I'm all the way up here. If anything happens, this is great. Is it a little run out? Is it not run out?
Didn't think it was gonna be run out.
Didn't think it was going to be run out, but surprise, surprise.
Mother Nature had different plans.
The last pitch was supposed to have 9 bolts to the chains, and it ended up having 8.
Yes, it looks like the like rock with the last bolt probably fell off, which is a great
Probably.
feeling to see
Yeah.
on a climb as well. Being like, oh, so you can't trust the bolts. That made the wrap down really comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's just like that's the rock here in northwest Montana. It's just like you might have a bolt missing or two, or just chunks of the route gone.
It's good. Makes you feel really confident.
Yeah, confident in Choss.
Yes. I mean, if you can climb on Chas, everything else is going to feel great.
Yeah,
Except you won't smear.
Yeah, exactly. Although this rock was surprisingly gritty. I think that's just. I think it's just
Compared to
surprisingly
everywhere else that we've been
Yeah.
climbing, it was actually quite lovely.
Yeah, everything else has been really smooth and like as slippery as soap.
Yeah.
Whereas this rock had a little bit of grit to it. Not a whole lot. Like, smearing still wasn't fully confident. It's not like smearing on granite or limestone.
Mm-hmm.
It was still pretty slick, but it was like, okay, like, I remember being up and doing a couple moves following, being like, I'm just going to smear. Just like, I don't know how this is going to play out. I remember a couple times where I'd like smear, and you would like look from the belay as you were belaying me up, being like, oh.
Yeah.
So-
There were some nasty little moments.
Yeah, that route had a lot of nasty crimps.
I mean, it's a slabs. You gotta.
Yeah.
And it was like immediate, like a 510B, 510C slab.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be some small holds, some what feels like non-existent footholds.
Yeah, no, I remember there's one section that I just got like stuck at. I'm like, I don't see a foothold here. I'm very confused.
Yeah, and then just like fully relying on the tiniest crimps around. Which like I love me a good crimp, and I love me some slab, but yeah.
But that combo with this certain route
Yeah, and
felt,
like with the lead and everything, I was like above the bolt, looking down, being like, "Don't look down."
yeah. Yeah. You know, for not being super well with heights, you handled it really well.
Yeah, that's actually why I got into climbing initially. It was like, you know what? I need to get over this whole fear of heights thing, and it's working pretty well. I think I had been more scared on some of the hikes we've done, just seeing how high up we were, than actually being at the top of the final pitch and being like, "Yeah, cool." And then we started wrapping down, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's where it was funny, where I'm like, you're not getting You're not getting spooked on the sharp end, leading up, being like, I'm very high up. It was,
Well, I had no other option. I had to focus. I
Yeah.
couldn't think about the height.
yeah, I think even what you were saying at the belay, where like, now I have time to think about it. It's just like, fair enough. But I'm like, normally the wrap down is like the easiest part. Like, it's the most smooth part. Like, you're going down.
I mean,
instead
that
of
was my
going up.
second time rapping, though.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so it felt a little more scary. And, like, because it was on that slab, it was so jolty getting down.
God, that was.
I felt like I couldn't quite trust myself to not just, like, I mean, obviously, if I let go, I still probably would have been fine.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, those sudden bursts of falling made me a little
Spooked.
spooked.
Yeah, that was definitely one that I was just like, as soon as I like laid the rope out to wrap down, I was like, uh-oh. There's a lot of weight to this rope because we're on a slab. And it was just like herky-jerky the whole way down.
But we made it. We made it up and we made it down in one piece. So
We did. We
Mhm.
did.
And you even kind of a little off topic here, but on that first pitch, what were you wearing on your feet and on your back?
Yeah, I was being a little bit stubborn and kind of wanted, like I was like, okay, you're leading this, can't have you one up me, so I had to follow and approach shoes.
And
with the pack on with
Yeah.
a lot of the other stuff. But like
everything else that we brought with us.
a little bit of it was like, I don't really want to leave the bag right here. And then as soon as like you got to the first belay ledge and you're like, it's actually a decent sized ledge, I'm like, I'm bringing the bag up. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I just wanted all this stuff there because like we dumped our shoes in and I'm like, this would be nice on coming down if we can get to one wrap where we can put our regular shoes on.
And
Like, that
it
would be
was nice.
It was nice. It was nice to
Although
finally get that relief.
I don't think it was very nice on your back on the way up.
No, that hurt. And I chose the wrong approach shoes to do it in. I chose the ones that, like, I needed approach shoes that were stiff that I
It
could.
was slab. There were
Yeah. Smearing was terrifying with those shoes. And I was just like, it's so awkward. And you have the big old bag right on me.
This was the bag filled
Yeah.
with stuff.
Yeah, and it's like I remember I couldn't look up all the way because my helmet was hitting the bag, and I'm like, this sucks. And I'm like, why did I do this? Why did I feel like I needed a one up?
Silly.
But just sending your project casually in approach shoes.
Yeah,
no
you sent the
biggie.
5.7.
Yeah.
Sandbag 5.7
Sandbag 5.7 in approach shoes. Go
with the
me.
pack.
With the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit challenging.
And then you did the rest of it with the kind of like
a sling bag. I was testing out something. I just wanted you always see en route bags and they're always like different. Like you can get like a haul bag style en route bag, or you can get one that just looks like a school backpack, like made by Petzl. And it's like, okay, like everyone has a different style en route bag. And I was like, I like the sling idea because it might come in handy for photography, for doing en route photography. And I just kind of want to test it out. I definitely know I need a sling bag that has a stabilizer because there were definite points where I was trying to climb and I was dealing with the bag going right in front of me, and I'm like, I need to be close to the wall right now, and I don't need this bag to be right in the way.
Yeah, it was really nice having snacks and everything when
Yeah.
we were at the top, though. Being able to have our phones, take a few photos, take a few vids that you
Yeah.
guys will have already seen.
Yeah. Yeah, doing that, it definitely made it worth it just to have the snacks. I mean, I figured like with your first multi-pitch being like, how are you going to reserve your energy? How are you going to be able to handle it? Like, I've been doing multi-pitch ice climbing for a little while now, so like I know how it kind of is, and it's a different factor because it's ice climbing. But I was like, this is your first time, and then you were leading every pitch, and I'm like, you're gonna need a few snacks to get going.
And I did. They were very appreciated.
Yeah.
Don't want to be hangry at the bottom.
No, it's not. Never a good combo. On the approach, I had to be hangry.
I think we both were a little bit, though.
A little bit. I was
were
tucking
tired.
out. That bag was heavy, and going through the scree field at the end, I was just like, blah.
It was like a little dance getting through the scree field.
Yeah, sharp rocks. And
Yeah, you
just
cut your
kinda
hand a little
loose.
bit.
It did. No, that was not fun. I also wish I had different shoes for that too.
Hey, me too. I was wearing runners.
Yeah.
With like zero tread, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was super fun.
Super fun.
I was relying on my hands a lot, though. It was nice on the way up. It was kind of like a little bit of a warm up,
Mm-hmm.
more than that 5.7.
Yeah. Yeah. God.
I was full crimping on that.
Yeah, I was too. And I'm like, this is not a good sign if this is the beginning pitch, and I'm almost pumped. I'm like, that's not good.
And then afterwards, reading the Mountain Project reviews and so on, saying that it was like a lot easier.
Yeah.
And being like,
both of us were like, no, that felt sandbagged. I don't know what you're talking about it being easier.
yeah, gotta mention that. That
Yeah.
hurt the ego a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the entire way back, we were like, that was so sandbagged on the way up, everything. And being like, apparently it's not sandbagged for everyone.
Yeah. But I feel like we might fit into the majority of people.
I think we would.
Yeah.
I think we're more around the normal
Average.
climbers.
Yeah. Yeah. It did not feel easy. It was there was a lot of blank sections. That's even worth the note. Like even when we got towards like featureless, but not like chalkless either. Like there was like hardly
After
any
we got
chalk.
through the first pitch, there was like no chalk.
Yeah, we got to the top and there was like no chalk whatsoever. And we like, you saw where the bolts were, you saw where the route was trying to go, but it's like, where are the handholds?
Given the fact there was no chalk, like on the first pitch fully, I was just following it was indoor climbing. Like you could tell where you're supposed to go for the most part. And then on the second pitch, I was like, okay, I can go left here, I can go right here. No chalk anywhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Tried both ways a bit, but I was above the bolt, and I was like really scared, but managed to figure it out. It was just like a little high foot while having some crimps. It was a lot of trust. There's
a lot of trust.
A lot of trust on that climb.
Yeah.
On rock that maybe you don't always want to trust.
Questionable. I know I got little pebbles coming down. You'd be like, rock! And I'm just like, look at this like little flake coming down and being like, right, crumbly
Big
rock. Yeah, I gotta watch out.
Oh, we got a friend in frame.
Oh, yeah.
Overall, though, like, the approach wasn't bad. There was just that scree field, but other than that, we were able to park really close.
Yeah. Yeah, got it pretty close. Parking. Approach wasn't
no one
too
else
bad.
was there on the weekend,
No one
too.
else was there.
That was lovely.
I was like, okay, there's going to be people climbing. It's going to be a good day. This is like one of the bigger multi-pitch places in this area in northwest Montana. And there was no one. It was just like, okay, maybe. I don't know if that's like the quality of the route that's talking or the quality of the area. Or if
it was a bit of a bumpy drive in. It was out of the way a bit.
Yeah.
It kind of deters people when there's places like Stonehill pretty close.
Yeah, for sure. And any other place that's just like, you can pull away from the bumper. Whereas like this, it's like, you have to go on a little bit of an adventure just to get out there.
Yeah, but it adds to the fun.
It adds to the fun.
And like a little shaky shake in the car.
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, that was a little bit of a rough road. A little
dusty. But overall, like, I really enjoyed that climb. I think it was, it pushed me.
Yeah.
But not to the point where I'm like, I never want to do that again. That was terrifying and I thought I was going to die. It was more like, that pushed me hard and I really want to do more of that and push myself even harder. If you have any questions about climbs in the area, definitely leave a comment. We can let you know if we've been there, and if we haven't, we'll go there and then we'll let you know.
Gotta love the Choss Pile in northwest Montana.